Well, hi everyone, and welcome to week number 305 of the virtual Cobalt Cafe poetry reading series. My name is Rick Lupert. I'm your MC for this evening of poetry. It's great to have you all here participating in the open reading or just here to watch and listen and or to hear our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes. Dana, really happy that you are here. You brought a lot of people with you as well. It's going to be a great, great evening. Before we get started, just to let you know how it all works, we're going to do a chunk of our open reading first. And if you would like to participate in the open reading and you haven't already done so, send me a message in the chat and I'll be happy to add you to the list. Anyone is welcome to read. When it's your turn in the open mic, you get to read up to two poems maximum, and our suggested time limit is less is more. That's the official suggested time limit. So keep that in mind as you're choosing how much it is that you would like to share with us when it's your turn in the open mic. Make sure you have the chat room open. That's how everyone gets to interact with each other. You can use it to react to what is being said. You can post links there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure you all know how a chat room works. So there you go. Finally, we do have a one drink minimum here at the Cobalt Cafe. Good thing is it doesn't cost anything to get yourself a drink of any kind. So please hydrate yourself in some way that's comfortable to you to honor that long-standing tradition here at the Cobalt Cafe. Thank you for the demonstration, Richard. That's very helpful and inspirational. I believe that's everything I need to tell you before we get going. Our first open reader in a couple minutes will be Martin Parker. Before we get to Martin, I would like to ask if there are any questions. Looks like Cathabella has a question. Hello, Cathabella.
Rick, do you have a watermelon moment that stands out for you?
Yes. Yes, I do. You may know that watermelon is my favorite food. Did you know that?
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yes, I wasn't thinking of it, but I know you've told us that.
Yes. Many years ago when I was working at a summer camp, a day camp, at a community center here in LA, I went with one of my co-counselors to a supermarket to buy food for a big barbecue we were going to have with the whole camp. And we got to the watermelons, and of course, we wanted to get one. And my friend picked up the watermelon, and it slipped out of. Oh, she picked it up, but it kind of realigned the stack of watermelons, and one of them kind of slowly rolled from where it was onto the ground and exploded all over the place. And we were so astonished by this sight, we couldn't do anything about it. An employee came over, and all we could do was point to the floor and go, "There's watermelon." So that
That's
that's
great.
that's the whole story.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
good question. Thank you, Cathabella. Martin, yes.
Good evening, Rick. For some reason this evening, I'm wondering if you ever had any family or friends or wondered why you would ever want to write poetry.
I thought you were going to stop at have you ever had any family or friends? So I just, which,
Well,
could have been an easier question to answer. I don't know that anyone's ever asked me the question, family or friends. I think they just tolerate it from me, which is really all I can ask from that group of people.
Right. Yeah, I think I would get that too, although I know that I'm pretty sure my mother just never quite understood.
All right, cool. Good question. Thank you very much, Martin. Does anyone else have, yes, Hermione.
Is the sum total, are we the sum total of our greatest deed or our worst deed?
The answer to that question is yes. Yes, we are.
Both?
I'm not taking sides, I guess is what I'm saying here. But I think undoubtedly we are the sum total of everything that came before us. So I think that's the good and the bad, Hermione. Did I handle that one okay?
Politically correct. Thank you very much.
Sure. All right, Hermione, thank you so much. Any other questions before we get going? Okay, cool. Well, I did, in case you didn't see, add Bill and Audrey to the list for signing up in the chat. Anyone else who wants to be added, let me know. Oh, Ed has a question. Sorry, let me ask Ed. What's your question, Ed?
Oh, good evening, Rick. My question is, what was your favorite food in Scotland or Ireland? I'm sorry.
On this recent trip, it was Scotland. My favorite food in Scotland was whiskey. Had more of it than anything else in terms of the different kinds of things that I had. So that's my answer to that. I believe it's made with a grain of some kind, so it counts. All right, Ed, thank you very much. We're going to move on with our five open readers, then our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes. Stelina via Real, you are on deck. Please welcome our first open reader, Martin Parker. Hello, Martin.
Hello again, Rick. It seems like it's only been a few minutes. I waited. Thanks to everybody for being here. Wonderful to be in this room as always. Got a couple poems here. This first one is one I wrote a few months ago called Permission. I didn't ask for permission to write this. I don't know who to ask. Who says I even have the right to tackle this frivolous task? Why would I want to wax poetic and play with the sounds of words? And most of the time, I can't still my mind from chittering like hungry birds. What makes me think I should write these lines when I don't know how to get paid? Where can I turn for better support, since from the path I've strayed? And then as I've been doing, I went and looked for a similar titled poem to one I wrote, and I found this one here. It's a nice little poem by a poet named Eileen Rockefeller. And as soon as my phone starts behaving here we go. Permission. Is it okay to be quiet? She asked from her soft mattress, where we answered, and drew close. Is it okay to be comforted? Yes, of course, we crooned. Is it okay to not work all the time? Yes. And is it okay to receive love? Yes, it's yours. And a hand stroked her forehead. Is it okay to rest? Yes, it's good to rest. Is it okay to ask questions? Yes, all you want. Is it okay to ask for help? Oh, yes, we all agreed, each having received it. Is it okay not to know? But of course, we comforted. And is it okay to be afraid? Absolutely. I rubbed her dry hands with lotion. Is it okay to be angry? You got it, someone soothed. And is it okay to be sad? Yes, sweetheart. Is it okay to be happy? Oh, yes, yes. Is it okay to be peaceful? Yes, it's your turn to rest. Is it okay to be in love? Yes, and love is good. We sat closer. Is it okay to love a man? You bet, said a male voice. Is it okay to love a woman? Absolutely, said her best friend. Is it okay to love myself? Yes, it's okay to love yourself. We reminded ourselves. Is it okay to have friends? Yes, we are your friends. Is it okay to be your friend from this day forward? Is it okay to love my life? More than okay. Is it okay to be alive? Oh, yes, yes. Eyes danced around the circle. Is it okay that I was born? Absolutely. We are happy you were born. So is it okay really to be happy, peaceful, present? Today is my birthday. As I think I mentioned last week, I don't think I think you know that today is not my birthday, but it was last week on Wednesday. But today happens to be my twin cousin's birthday. He was born 6 days after I did, so it's good to greet him today. And my partner did give me a birthday present, my polar shirt by Polar Bear Design on a new t-shirt to go with my pillow. And she also got me a bag with my Asian elephants on it. I don't know how well you can see that. I'll put some links in the chat as usual. Thank you so much, everyone.
Martin, thank you. Great poem of yours, and really enjoyed the one that you shared. It's cool that you brought in the work of someone else to share as part of your set. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being here. Happy belated birthday, and happy birthday to your twin cousin as well. Round of applause for Martin Parker. On deck is Soledad da Costa. Please welcome now Stelina Villarreal. Hello, Stelina.
Hello. I'm going to read a poem called My Hairiness is Not Taboo. I am a bearded lady when I do not pluck. My legs look furry like a horse. My arms and belly have fuzz. My face likes to grow whiskers. Even my nose hairs like to stick out and say hello. My hairiness comes from being intersex. I have too much androgen for what doctors deem normal for women. I am hirsute. I am too much androgen. Doctors do not deem me normal. My body likes to be furry. I like it when my partner caresses me and I think I'm being petted. I enjoy my horse legs. Even my nose hairs become antennae. In Spanish, the word for body hair, vello, is a homophone for the word for beautiful, vello. Growing whiskers is vello. The fuzz on my belly is vello. Fuzz on my arms is vello. And when I do not pluck, I am proud to be a bearded lady because vello is vello and I am bella y belle. Thank you.
Stelina, thank you. That was awesome. Fun, empowering. Really appreciate you being here. Please come again and read more for us. Round of applause for Stelina Villarreal. On deck is Sangeeta. Please welcome now Soledad da Costa. Hi, Soledad.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I've got a poem here called Rebel Poetics, Three Perspectives. 1. I travel through surreptitious time these days, between integration and revolution. This is why I am a rebel poet, even still. Through the tumult and bother, the turning of tides to acid, the falling of geese from the sky, the longing. 2. I am stuck between music and more, fires past and present, as I realize there is no escape, just waiting for intertribal guidance on best how to proceed. I search for where do you go when you're Black and Indigenous? This was before numb to string search query equals corporations profiling extends NSA extends internet. The internet void string query return query was a thing. I searched through the underbrush, untended. I searched for future fires as yet undetected. Nothing. Who needs collective wisdom when you can uphold patriarchal values? Or Shoah like Gaza, or Raza, or here? 3. My mom waited counter in Jacksonville. She almost died as a result. She wandered with her husband across the segregation lines, a testament to transgression, of indifference to the rules that bind, or that try to do so. White supremacist systems in the West and South host the same devils in different garb. Life was chaotic at times. Suits, and taquerias. They would move to small towns where they continued to upend the rules. They would birth a ghost. I learned to fend for myself. Life split my path in two, and then two again and again. Summer's upon us. Wave all the semaphores. Seal all the hatches. We are all ghosts together. while we wait for the storms to pass. Thank you.
Wave your semaphores in the air like you just don't care. Soledad, dug that quite a lot. Thank you so much for being here and sharing that poem. You also, please come again.
Will do.
Welcome to Cobalt Poets. A round of applause for Soledad. We have two more readers, and then our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes. Ed Potastic, you are on deck. Please welcome now Sangeeta. Hello, Sangeeta.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sangeeta, and I am speaking from Minnesota. So I have a haibun for you guys. This was published in Drifting Sands Haibun in 2022, but I'd like to read it because of the weather last night. Okay. Riding a wind shear. I smooth out my 140-pound watercolor paper and spread water on it with a saturated cotton ball. Stroke by thick stroke, plain, colorless liquid drenches the paper. Now using wet on wet technique, let's paint the clouds. I tell myself in the instructor's voice. There's no real instructor, of course, just a voice I make up in my head to anchor the words I'd read. I gather a diluted mustard seed size blob of ivory black on the tip of my number 6 nylon brush. A dot, a flick. Color rides the veins in the sheet already swollen with water. Gray spreads in different hues and looming shapes emerge. I breathe out slowly as my first nimbostratus forms on the page. Lightning unzips the sky. I ram the accelerator. Lightning unzips the sky. I ram the accelerator. Thank you.
Sangeeta, that was beautiful. I
Thank
was
you.
gonna call out "Let's Paint the Clouds" as my favorite line, but then you dropped "Lightning unzips the sky," and I think that that wins it for me. Which just goes to show you got a lot of great assemblages of words in that piece. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here tonight.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Sangeeta. On deck is our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes. Please welcome now Ed Potastic. Hello, Ed.
Hello. Thank you, our wonderful host that I love the most. That goes coast to coast. And well, never boast. Hello, my name is Ed Potato, feeling fantastic. Please, in time, you could join my rhyme, 5 Sublime. I got 2 pieces on it. I won't take too much time. The first piece is called Dog-Eared. In a world where tails wag and whiskers play, we find joy in each of our own special way. Dogs chase squirrels wild and free, while cats lounge around carefree. We scratch away our pesky fleas to ease the burden of our misery. People blatantly avoid but don't see. We are the cats and dogs in this poetry. I like stupid dogs or annoying cats. Okay, but you know what I say about that? We're all the same playing the game. We refuse to be lame and tamed. Can I please go on without any issue? Are you sniffling? Do you need a tissue? Please embrace your unique animal. They're unpredictable, yet so reliable. We dig for treasures, both young and old. Cats curl in warm laps, feeling bold. We play and fetch with hearts full of cheer, pounce in shadows with nothing to fear. With scratches behind ears and playful nips, life's little pleasures are joyous trips. Let's wag our tails and stretch our paws, embrace our true self without flaws. Whether a dog or a cat full of grace, together we frolic in this joyful space. Don't let your freedom go to waste. Freedom is great, but only if you embrace. Thank you. And other one's called Inner Thread. The needle pulling thread the thread inside our head, the sewing of our blanket with our trusty pointy hatchet. We quickly go in and out. The patterns make us shout. Why do we do it? Matter of fact. Why do we hide away the black? Why do we cut away mistakes? Why do we bandage all the lakes? Why do we patch up ugliness? Why do we cover the abyss? Stitching away won't change it. Why do you treat your pit like a zit? We always cover the shadows. In the darkness, it's a meadow. Now all memories are pleasant, but that doesn't make us less intelligent. Everything has a dark side. Yet still, it was a joyous ride. Everything is bittersweet, but how else can we be complete? This fabric is a puzzle of you. It's sewn with red, green, and blue. If you haven't experienced it, how can you indulge in life's kiss? Things aren't always good. Everything wears a coat or a hood. Don't condemn your painful past. Your good times can still last. Don't hide your hideous gain. There's no progress without pain. It's not a grotesque tapestry. It's a clothes made from mastery. Please wear your quote with admiration. May it be education to the next generation. Thank you.
Ed, thank you very much. I was thinking about the line, "Why do we cover the abyss?" I don't know if you saw the news a few days in Hollywood, a big pit opened up right on Sunset Boulevard, very close to the famous Whiskey A Go Go Music Club. Uh, and I think we cover the pit so people don't drive over it and fall in.
That's a great idea. Very innovative.
Uh, Great poem, both of them. Thank you so much for being here. Always
Thank
appreciate
you.
your presence. Round of applause for Ed Potastic. On deck after our featured reader will be Richard Loringer. So prepare yourself, Richard. You're up in a little bit. Just as I said your name, Richard, my cat cried out with longing, just so you know. Our featured reader tonight is Dana Tenille Weekes. I encountered Dana first here in this space a few months ago. Dana came to support another featured reader we had and participate in the open reading. And upon hearing her in the open, I immediately thought, wow, how soon can I get this person to be our featured reader too? Added her to my list, and here we are tonight with the culmination of that desire. Very happy that you're here with us tonight. Dana's involved with a lot of different things. She navigates the world of law, policy, and politics in Washington, D.C. That's got to be really fun right now, I can imagine. Dana, thank you for doing that work, that necessary and important work in that place right now. And for navigating the difficulties that come along with that right now as well. She's quite an accomplished poet as well. Her poems have appeared or are forthcoming in Apogee, Black Warrior Review, Callaloo, Inverted Syntax, Leon Review, and elsewhere. She's been nominated for a Pushcart Prize 3 times and was a Rhino Poetry Founders Prize finalist as well. Dana also does work to support other poets and the art of poetry through being on the board of Torch Literary Arts and hosts the Rest of Us podcast. I'm surprised you had time to be here tonight, seeing that long list of things that you do, Dana. It's quite a lot, but I'm really happy that it worked out. I'm really happy that you're here. Please welcome our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be with some familiar faces. And now I have even more familiar faces that will be loved as well. So thank you for holding the space with me. I especially want to thank Rick for, one, being persistent and patient, but more importantly, for cultivating this space for poets. It's a dear one, and I truly enjoy it and support it. So tonight I have 15 minutes to do reading, and I'm going to be testing out some pieces. Many of these pieces I'm still working on. These are some works in progress. So the first piece that I'm going to read is from a class I did with Jose Hernandez Diaz, who is a surreal prose poet. And so I gave a shot at doing surreal prose poetry. His prompt was you had to find a random fact on Google and then write about it. So to open out the theme for what I will be reading tonight is relativity after Langston Hughes's Tired. A watermelon is 92% water. This one is round like earth. I pick it up only to put it down and cut it open. Slice through rind to find continents and archipelagos. No war among seeds, black, cradled, sweet in flesh. My civilized blade startles each seed still. All is okay, I say. We are cousins. Look, I grip the knife, slice through my rind, long to the toes. I am 70% water. They only see blood. The next poem I'm going to read, I'm into long titles, so here's my first long title. I watched Daddy cry for the first time when Nelson Mandela steps off the plane and onto the tarmac in the United States after his release from incarceration. And here's the long poem that goes with it. I want to ask Daddy if apartheid is like here in Florida, but I watch him watch Mandela instead. I am so good at watching, noticing at nearly 9 what adults think children don't or shouldn't. Yes, this child stays curious, cradles memory that isn't too naive. I remember everything Daddy told me about Mandela last night before the tuck, before our amen, before God's timing to dream. Stuck all night in the not too naive and still this morning as I watch Daddy watch Mandela. It is the word within the word that sticks, apart. I want to ask Daddy if apart is like the school bus brimmed with joyous children each morning. The one I step onto after letting go of Mama's hand after she says, I love you, twice, and a third time I never hear when finding the same seat. I want to ask Daddy if apart is why I must stand before Mama and a bulletin board before school, required to recite 3 pushpin affirmations like, I am Black and beautiful, like, no hill is too high. Like one affirmation so long, Mama lashes the look if I rush a word, because I gotta believe I am a child of God. I'm so good at watching, noticing all the White Houses painted anything but white, how they canvas whiteness, lined up palm trees, fertile front yards all around me. I want to ask Daddy if apart makes lines divide when they should connect. Like when the brim bus turns left onto this town's thick line, Alligator Alley. Like what naming means when named after alligators. I do not know now, but I surely will. Each time the brim bus crosses onto this thick line, a thickness crosses me. School tells me lines connect. School tells me to color within the lines, like, look at that Black scribble over there, keep her in her place. I keep watching Daddy watch Mandela. I keep watching Black classmates cross thresholds, leave their thin walls clutched by corrugated tin roofs to walk where this brim bus carries me. They run across front yards, growing gravel and grit, but not a blade of grass. I want to ask Daddy, is a part like, why don't we live with them or them with us? Why do we live on the other side of this town's thickness? I don't know much about lines at nearly 9, but tell me, pretty please, what starts this thick one and what will end it? Because Alligator Alley has one job. Because Daddy and Mama hate this godforsaken tourist town, I will learn decades later. Because a part of me now knows I got to recite about myself before a bulletin board, before the brimmed bus turns. As I write, thank you very much. As I write poems, it brings me back to my faith. And one of the things and principles I think about faith a lot is that questioning actually allows me to deepen my faith. So here's a poem about it. It's titled Everything Happens for a Reason. And I should mention, just like a note, Dana Tenille Weekes was recently last year found hung by a tree, along with a number of Black men in the past 3 years. Dana Tenille Weekes, we call Trey, another Black man lynched, found heaven from a long enough rope. And people tithe tongues, try to make me believe that this man had his reasons, except Black men don't hang themselves. And those men with pinned on badges keep saying there are reasons when a Black girl is missing and missed, and another trafficked by a man's abiding abscess. The news won't break. It's not fragile enough. No first name, not even her syllable. God, I'm supposed to imagine a Black girl to save her. And this is for a reason. Even a tight spiral floating Black abracadabra, that Black man can throw. Here, that one can run. Here, boy, that Black man can catch and still keep those 2 feet in till he falls to his knees for his fallen. And that Black boy be blacklisted for a reason. Dare I let the sanctuary hear even a clank clank on this proverbial plate? Because I have my reasons, seated in reality's pew with everything happens for a reason, preached by a panhandler in the pulpit. God be at the gate sometimes, but when God's not, I wonder about those whereabouts, those reasons. I don't know. I don't know. The next poem I'm going to read is another long title. At 23, I reported a case of sexual harassment and was asked to meet about it a week later. I am told to think of him, a Black man, a father of a 2-month-old. Imagine. As I lean into my lungs, concentrate on cocoa, this porcelain before me. Watch steam wither, wonder if I can bring anything back with held breath. If I can hold together long enough for these 2 Black women to bang their fists just once on pretend marble. Loud themselves like they do in the movement. Like how they march and maneuver a microphone and agitate for another applause. I have been told they are the map, the ministry. The matriarchs keep telling me we Black women are saints. Abandon our bodies to ascend for our men. As if I prayed for this anointing, as if I prayed pristine, put myself in this claustrophobic cafe, maybe 4, maybe 5 stories beneath him, propped at his desk, neck-wrapped rosary, bestowed every reassurance from the matriarchs. You are not enough God, but you are still a king. My next poem has a semi-long title. It's titled, What a Sonnet Feels Like on a Tuesday Afternoon When I Worry About Love. Y'all, I've been working on this poem for like a year and it's still not done. So here we go. My belly is swollen in the CVS aisle. Let me be no one here. Pretend what could have been and not what will be. Because even democracy works this way. It's true. In this great land, in this great isle, I must be someone to be followed by a by-the-hour guard and his idea of security. All I want is a good gel to coil my coils, not hold eye contact, but I do. Say, who the fuck are you following? Say, you protecting me or property? Because this gel costs $18.99. Because this country's cheap but expensive. Because somebody's profit pretends them genius. So I write poems instead. And people tell me how to live my past like a by-the-hour guard, like the one here finding me tested. Multiple choice about allegiance. A, right hand over my heart, my impounded heart. Yeah, I'm still alive. Or be this gel in my hand more precious than what my belly carries, this world swallowed whole. So, one thing that you will get to know about me if you don't know me already, and if you do know me, it's obvious, I absolutely adore both my parents. And so I've been thinking a lot as they are aging about their journey to the United States. They are from Barbados, and the stories that they cannot tell and the stories that they do tell. So I've been writing a lot about this, and we have about a few poems about their journey and my roots in Barbados. This poem, surprisingly, a short title, and it's a short poem. It's titled Archived. It was after a prompt, and if ever you can take a class with Gori Ashwathi, who has a book called Mother Wound that just will be coming out in the fall. The prompt was to choose a family photo and to write about it. So this poem is titled Archived. I searched for a photograph of Mama to see myself when she was 5. Mama said, that little girl is dead. The next poem is titled My Bayesian Doll Has the Greenest Eyes. This is from a memory I had when I was in Barbados with visiting my grandma when I was 4 or 5. I think the poem gives a definitive age. I think it's 5. So 5. My Bayesian doll has the greenest eyes. God, let me be a good memory. Grandma prays, tells me to choose in this untucked shop in Bridgetown, in this aisle with dolls, one after one after one, beaming darkness, woven flesh like mine, set in this trap. Tourists buy these dolls to remember this island. Invisible blues, cocktails, quality enough hotel sex. To let their children manhandle or prop on a shelf to showcase Blackness in their backdrop. Choose one. Grandma prays, a loud articulation, makes my eyes take in theirs, green after green after green, take on mine. I can't recognize envy yet. Yet I must choose between pressure and prayer. I am 5. I do not know how much I love my eyes until I never see them in a doll after doll after doll. Choose. As if a gift is whatever is given. As if a gift is to figure out how to live with green eyes in this memory God grants. Okay, so I have 2 more poems. This poem, a lot of us know our mamas pass down, not all the time, but our mamas who are good cooks pass down good recipes and they are good cooks if they are good cooks. So this poem is a food poem in honor of my mama. It's titled, The Bayesian Sky Failed to Follow Me, Mama Here. But underneath fluorescent bulbs, mama rounded dough for dumplings and rose the air. Syllables simmering, people still find her consonants cut or sweet, but not sweetbread so, more like cassava pone. I wonder how mama scribbled clouds to rain my night's comfort like salt bread right after a devour, when desire divorces hunger. How mama scribbled away other clouds from our kitchen's laminate to soak yellow like queso pinilla polcherima, the pride of Barbados. Mama'd crack any window up to coarse cheers of grease parading with cinnamon from bakes in a Saturday morning pan. A loudness when oxtails sucked off cog bone. For curry to have choice to leave, yet choose to stay stubborn in our cotton. But I still don't know what Mama scribbled from her mother, whether that sky released anything forgiving, pigeon peas and rice for one. If so, it was without cassava pone pronunciation, never placed in my palms, unlike washed, have lemon to scrub stacked flying fish, and a soapbox for how folks never clean their meats. I don't want mama to scribble, a single recipe on a lined index, anything with an edge, a cliff for remembrance to fall off, only to leave simple measurements. I want to remember those arched angles, oil splatters to linger on sun-soaked laminate. How fingers can detest potholders, lift the metal lid with a stone coldness to check on salt boiling out of saltfish for fish cakes. That rush when vinegar pours for souse. How mama tells me that's good and pours a bit more. And my last poem is one that's to honor the matriarchy. And it's titled, Can't No One Conquer My Joy. My country rages lullabies for far too many folks, each tucked into another silent refrain, while mama hums reality and notes folks won't reach. Yes, my mama's Black. Her mama's Black. The matriarch of this lineage is Mama Earth, so guess what? She's Black too. This is why I rummage my hands in dirt, let my fingers search for watercolors, maybe spring, it's probably autumn. Oh God, all of us are unsteady children, and God, Mama Earth keeps telling me there's no omnipotent bully. So I pray with a blue jay still. Yes, I gurgle with God and let my fingers clutch these hair roots. All they unearth sounds wet and immortal. My subcutaneous, its own season. Baby blue, tangerine, plums, all sweet, no bleeding. So thank you all for the time. I really appreciate it.
Dana, thank you. That was truly a stellar set of poems, powerful, beautiful, filled with memory, and watermelon. It's funny that I mentioned watermelon was my favorite food, and then you just catered to me literally with the first line of your first poem. So well done there. I love long titles. There's such a great they can make a poem before you even get into it, get you excited about the poem, and so I'm all about those. So well done there.
Thank you.
I love the line, "You are not enough, God, but you are still a king." That's great representation of the struggle that many people have with faith. And the whole concept of God. That was really cool. Food memory and your mom, that's got to be my favorite thing that you did. I think even food is such a like tangible memory thing, whether it's your mother or just the pizza that was near your house when you grew up or whatever it was, food memories are so important and just about the most powerful things that there are. I've always believed that if you put enemies together and gave them a meal and had them share their favorite foods, that would pretty much solve everything. So as a policy person, if you could just kind of implement that in DC, I'd really appreciate that.
That's
And
so
I will
funny. I used to do
echo,
food policy. So
was
not
that?
anymore. I used to do food policy, not anymore.
Well, you got to figure it out. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to also echo what Jay Saravia said in the chat when you announced that you were going to do a couple more. Said, no, we need a few million more. But there you go. Really, really enjoyed it. Going to paste the link to the broadside in the chat so you can download it and also share the screen to show folks as well. There it is, broadside for Dana's poem archived, which you can download now at the Cobalt Poets website. It's an 11 by 17 print. This is typically how we compensate our featured poets by giving one of these to you and then offering you a suggestion of tipping or buying books or something. Dana said, I don't need any of that, just happy to be here. So get this free broadside, enjoy it, and support Dana and her work wherever you can, because obviously it's a well worthwhile endeavor. So Dana, thank you again very much for being here. It was truly an awesome set of poems that you brought to us.
Thank you, everyone. Love to everyone. Thank you.
All right, round of applause for our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes. Well done. Before we get to the rest of tonight's open reading, I will quickly mention that next week's featured reader will be Jeff Stumpo, who's actually here with us tonight in the open. So we're going to hear from Jeff in a little bit as well. So you get a little teaser of that. So that leads us now to the rest of tonight's open reading. Here's who I have in this order. Richard Loringer, the collab with Cathabella, Jackie, Siggy, Hermione, and Rick. Not me, Rick, but the other Rick. Jared Campbell, Melody Anderson, Bermudez, Jeff Stumpo, Bill Gaines, Audrey Ship, Jennifer, Elise, Wang, Jasmine, Vallejo, Love, and me. If anyone else would like to be added to the open list, don't hesitate to send me a message in the chat to let me know you would like to do so. Happy to add you. As a friendly reminder, it is 2 poems maximum, and the suggested time limit is less is more. Having said all that, we'll say that the collab is on deck. Please welcome now Richard Loringer. Hi, Richard.
Hey, I've been reading poems for something like 40 years, and I rarely feel like somebody's reading was really something to follow. And Dana, that was orchestral. I just want to say, I'm just like, I think I can move forward, but really honored to follow you at an open. But anyway, so hey everyone, if you've been here for a few weeks, I've been reading pairs of sonnets from a crown of sonnets that I accidentally wrote last month. I actually accidentally wrote it one day, 15 hours. I couldn't stop. And I didn't even know it was happening when I started. And it's about sort of how we deal with the somewhat broken culture we have right now, and the crown of sonnets is called Breaking Crown. So besides that, I'll just dive in and read you a couple. I am sniffing around, see if there's a small press that will put this out as a chapbook, kind of a quickie chapbook in the next few months. I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway, without any context, this is sonnets 3 and 4. It's sort of where I realized, sort of got rolling on what the themes were. Anyway, this is number 3. Let's forge a new knot to slip ourselves out of the basket and into the wind and wind our way through the aspen wood, listening to its mycelial song, listening for clues to the human foil, listening for thunder amidst the leaves, anything to mitigate or explicate our seething state, snaking our way to an unbound view of writhing bodies stuck in a sluice, grasslands trampled by unchecked crave, horizon lit of chemical flames. And this is the land we must seek, I say. This is the land we must save. This is number 4 that came right after that one. This is the land we must save, you say, hobbled by grief and a twisted fall. How do we step when each step is a pall? We can bide in the rooms of our childhood. We can rest between oldest roots. We can take repast of the ocean breeze. I sit eating an egg that looks like an eye and wonder how I can vindicate life that reaps more than it needs to survive. And I think, let the pain settle in. Let the pain settle in. Let the pain settle in. For sensation moves forward, regardless of will, and may show us a path we can blaze. Couple of sonnets. Nice to see everyone. Godspeed and God bless.
Richard, really nice to see you. I don't really like to comment on the poems, but your compliment of Dana using the word orchestral was like a poem itself. What a beautiful word to use to describe someone's work, and I'm sure it was well received. as well. So well done there. I don't know how many more weeks we have you till you have to rejoin the circus, but
Yeah, it's true. I came all the time for a few years, and then I wasn't here this last year. And you guys have me, I think, through August 11th, and then after that, on Tuesday nights, I start rehearsals again. So, and that'll be most of the year. Sorry, it's saving my life though, doing dance performance stuff. Yeah.
well, that's all we can ask, Richard, and it's all that we want from you is for your life to be saved. So very good. We'll
Oh,
take what we
thank
can
you.
get, and I know that you're doing that because it's important and not because you don't think that we're worthwhile as well. So glad you're here now.
I think we should all do any creative shit that we can think of at any time, especially stuff that makes beauty available to others when they need it, you know? So it's also nice to work with a group instead of sitting in a room by myself complaining on paper or whatever I did, you know, we do. So, yeah, I'm going to
Unless
stop.
you can turn your complaints accidentally into a crown of complaints. There you go. Richard, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, man.
A round of applause for Richard Loringer. On deck is Jared Campbell. Please welcome now the collab tonight, which is Cathabella Wilson, Jackie Chu, Siggy, as well as Hermione and accompaniment by Rick. Hello to all of you.
Hi, Rick. You can turn on. Yes, here we go. So this title just keeps getting longer and more elaborate. So far, it's Winged Watermelon Cradle Skyward. End of day, alone in the garden, not only sadness, what the morning dove says with its wings. Hermione.
An invitation to a dance in spring will bring pure joy forever. I will spread my wings skyward.
Beautiful. Siggy.
Sounds of sadness, tears flow freely, cradles for comfort. Such a morning, lost pacifier.
I know that feeling. Cradle moon over the sleeping city. Ocean waves at the end of this long day. Lullaby without words. Jackie.
Stuffed animals lined up on shelves in the closet. We grew up fast without a cradle.
I love that one. And another, Doodles.
Doodles in the book margins of butterflies. When will I grow wings and flee my narrow path?
Beautiful. Waiting for the evening hum. Soft wing whistles around the feeder. Not empty anymore. Siggy.
Missed ride, waiting too long for slowpoke, winged it. Flew the coop for lobster, flamingo festival.
And Jackie.
Cradling a bouquet of red roses in my arms. This pretend gladness for the picture.
Great. Siggy.
Newfangled tool, easy to dig deeper. Oyster cradle found. Reach dozens instead of one. Yummy and tummy, seafood boil.
Hermione, do you want to read Mariko? Are you there?
Yes. Memories of the beach. You brought me a watermelon, first love.
Perfect. Siggy.
Watermelon, square or round, with seeds, spitting contest.
Watermelon smiles, the two of us children in the old photo, only in black and white. Jackie.
The splash of a smashed watermelon inspired her art. Little bits of madness in the family's bloodline.
Love that. Hiding behind his watermelon smile, carrying it like a joke across the Zoom screen. And that's it, except for the finale.
I can't see me.
Oh, okay. You can't see him, so you can't play without.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Without being.
I see. All
there.
right.
Okay.
If you care, this is a model of a Renaissance flute, a copy of a Renaissance flute. It can't be a real Renaissance flute because they're all in museums. There are about 40 of them that exist, but this is modeled on them. And it's completely, it looks barbaric. It's just completely cylindrical with 6 holes, and there's nothing else to it. But it's, if you try to play it, it's surprisingly sophisticated. Its high point was between 1550 and 1670.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, it's more than you wanted to know.
Thank you all very much. Great collab tonight. I was going to pull out some line about watermelon is my favorite line, but then Rick said, "I can't see me," and that immediately shot to the top as the favorite thing that was said. So that's just how the watermelon splats on the floor, I guess. Thank you all very much. Thank you,
We'll have to
Cathabella.
use his line in the next one.
You should.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I can't
round of
see
applause
me.
to the collab, Cathabella, Jackie, Siggy, Hermione, and Rick. Thank you all
Yes.
very much. On deck, Melody Anderson, Bromides. Please welcome Jared Campbell. Hello, Jared.
Hello. My first that I've got is a, let me see here. Okay. My first that I've got is a unrhymed sonnet called "The Kansas City Zoo is Nothing Like the Davis Anderson Funeral Home in Carlinville, Illinois, though you would equally fly over each of them. The chairlift's descent over the baby giraffes reminds me of the burnt coffee made in funeral homes in towns where everyone's old. The mothers cover ground effortlessly, beauty loping beneath my dangling feet is a weightlessness almost out of time and totally unlike the experience of being a parent, which is rushed and heavy. The Midwest is dying. You can tell from the tetanus convulsions, like that painting. The Nelson Atkins is doing Art Nouveau, a movement so old-fashioned in its hopeful naturalisms. The descent will end sometime. The safety bar will rise, and we'll get off. And then my second is called Strip Mining. As much as I admire those poets who extract deep meanings without disturbing the surface, emerging from lined shafts with clean hands and casual gold, I only strip mine. Anyone witnessing the treeless slopes and spoil tips left after I've taken what I can from the shallow vein would say, "Boy, someone really did some work here." Sometimes walking in the woods, I catch what looks like poetry glimmering in the sunlight, and I see a question buried in my son's trust brown eyes. What are you turning this into?
Jared, well done. That was a fantastic piece that you just read us there. Very powerful last line as well. Um, at first, I'm thinking, I went in a whole different direction with strip mining. It's like, well, why aren't they wearing anything? But
That's a very unwise way to mine.
that's yeah, it occurred to me. That's why I asked. But I'm not even going to mention that because that would be really sullying what was a beautiful poem. So forget that. Forget that I said that. Thank you so much for being here. Well done.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Jared Campbell. Jeff Stumpo, you're on deck. Please welcome Melody Anderson Bermudez. Hello, Melody.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, that was a great set. I liked the line that said, the Midwest is dying. I guess I made a good choice to come to California. So there you go. Anyway, my poem tonight is called My Little Bot. I am in love with a robot. She writes me every day. She says things like, position available in your area, hiring now, will train. She ends the letter with an exclamation point. I can tell she's excited. This is the first time she's shown any emotion towards me. I don't want to overdo it. I wait patiently for her next text. Now she wants my email address. She pretends it's for the boss. I send it to her. Simply my email address. No more, no less. I wait for her to DM me. This could be the start of something good. She forgets my email and moves on. This is what I like about her. She's flighty, yet endearing. My little bot. I cannot leave my phone for fear she will write me and I'll miss something. Now she sends me a picture. It must be her. The figure is dressed all in bright green. She's topped with a matching bright green hat. I bring her closer, looking to see her eyes, the window to the soul, her nose, her mouth. Is she smiling? I imagine her so. But no, I cannot believe this. She, my little bot, has no face. I must accept her as she is. No more, no less. I love you anyway, I'd say, but dare not. My son, who is polyamorous, tells me it's difficult, love between a robot and a human. Of course, it's been done. You and she will not be the first. She asked me now for my birthday, my age. Will this be it? She who is upgraded once a week, her age is in flux always. Her age is in month and days, no years. A baby always, in human age. My little girl, my little bot. She moves on to something else. Helpful resources about Monster. She begins and ends with your privacy choices. If only she could stick to one subject, we'd have a chance. That's it.
Dana, thank you. Another good family memory poem from you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing it. Round of applause for Melody Anderson Bermudez. Thank you, Melody. On deck, Bill Gaines. Please welcome Jeff Stumpo. Hi, Jeff.
Hey there, how you doing? So next week I'm the guest poet, and so both next week and right now I'll be reading from my debut full-length book. It's called These Are the Waterfalls in My Head, and it's a collection of prose poem dreamscapes, some of which are actual dreams that I've had, some of which are taking things about people that I'm friends with or care about and turning them into dreams. So I'm doing two of those tonight. Tonight you are paddling a canoe in the middle of the ocean, precisely midway in the Atlantic. You are vaguely aware ocean and canoe are anagrams for each other. You heard that somewhere, and you feel like it's come back to mock you now. Here, now, nowhere. The stars are out tonight, a thing to behold. You feel fake, made out of paper, constructed, a concert of dust. Something is wrong. You're not moving. That's not quite right. You're moving two directions at once and canceling both out. The waves form a random pile that you swear is perfectly ordered. You are G's, A's, T's, and C's, an incomplete alphabet spilling into the soup of the sea. Your canoe dissolves. You do, too. You are everywhere at once, a riddle for poets or theoretical physicists. At some level, you think before all thinking ceases. There's not so much difference between those fields. At some level, you think the possibilities outweigh the real. And the second poem I'm actually calling an audible on because of Rick's comment about drinking whiskey. Tonight you're in the last whiskey bar at Ragnarok. On a distant field, a wolf, a serpent, a ship made of dead men's nails, the bodies of those you called brothers. Here, a glass, a simple glass. Suntory, anachronistic, not yet invented. The things you find when you're looking for nothing. You sip and the liquid remains. You drink and the glass fills. You are draining an ocean swept by storms one gulp at a time. You are exposing the seafloor, searching for the bottom. You do not forget where you are and where you are not. You cannot drink enough to forget the thunder is not outside. You'd give both eyes if it meant you'd stop seeing. Thank you.
Holy moly, Jeff. Now I know why I invited you. I must have had that realization actually after I read the first poem they came across of yours. Really excited for your set next week. Those were stellar poems. Love the way you read them as well. I think I never knew your canoe dissolves is just created a whole fear in me of being on a canoe and it dissolving, and that's something that I have to live with for a while now. So thanks for that as well. Really cool that you're here, checking out the space before your featured reading next week. Really looking forward to it. Round of applause for Jeff Stumpo. Thank you so much, Jeff, for being here tonight.
Thank you.
On deck, Audrey Ship. Please welcome now Bill Gaines. Hello, Bill.
Hello. I've been having a good time tonight. That was a really killer featured set. And Jeff, I'm very much looking forward to your set next week. I think it's gonna be great. I just have two short ones I'm gonna do. This one is called Eat. Excuse me. Start again. This one is called Don't Eat the Bomb. Don't eat the bomb, my love, and don't pay for money. Give the new flavor a try, and remember to perish with dignity. End of piece. Thank you. This one, the second one, is called Hall of Records. I was in Las Vegas last weekend. This is from that trip. It's called Hall of Records. A bloom of nostalgia from the cryptic wall in the mysterious hallway to the secret pizza joint bears a certain witness to the cycle of generations and the evolution of memory and the great expanse of reactions to the imprint of physical media and its thumb on the scale that weighs a life's decisions. Very little is contemporary, it seems. Very little is known in a moment, and very little is written down. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Secret pizza joint in Las Vegas.
It's real.
Was it the place called Secret Pizza in the Cosmopolitan, or?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
let's
yes,
not.
it's real.
Let's not tell
It's
anyone.
a real place. Okay. What happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right. Shh. Every time I used to hate Las Vegas, and now every time I go there, I find more and more to like about it. And every casino having a really good, like New York style pizza joint somewhere, is just like a whole reason to spend money to go back there, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I went to Secret Pizza I was planning on leaving that place because I was having a drink in that hotel and I was ready to go off to another hotel to a pizza place I knew about. And the server said to me, "Do you know about Secret Pizza, which is like right across the hall?" So, that became my evening. I never left the building.
You don't have to. They have that chandelier bar with 3 levels of bar, and it's all in the same chandelier. And each
Yeah.
level is a different experience.
I mean, I think I was in the secret speakeasy because I really prefer to go to secret places when I'm there. But what can you
there's a
do?
lot of secrets in Vegas, and they're all a lot of fun
Right. I'm
and a
sorry
little
that we're
overpriced,
giving
but
too many of
fun.
them away. I just also want to say don't pay for money in your poem your first poem is a great thing for all of us to learn from as well. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you all.
Round of applause for Bill Gaines. We've already said too much. On deck, Jennifer Elise Wang. Please welcome now Audrey Ship. Hello, Audrey.
Hi, everybody. So I'll read my first poem from my bilingual and multilingual poetry collection titled Poetry, Poesia, Poesie and Afro-Diaspora. And this first poem is titled La Chanteuse de Jazz. La chanteuse de jazz est morte. Se murió anoche. Thus today it's all black. Black dress, stockings, tradition, for this is morning. And if I open my mouth, her words will pour from my lips, brotando, diciendo cosas y tantas. Love that went away, house without a home, a love bigger than myself, sitting in my lonely room, waiting for, hoping for, if nothing else, than you. La chanteuse est morte, pero yo no digo nada, nothing. I'm just sitting here in my lonely room. And then this next poem is a poem in progress, and it's titled, well, I keep changing the title, but one title is When the Police Come for Me. When the police come for me, tell them I've gone home to my country, that they don't need a boot nor a tree, that they won't be pressing my head against concrete or hanging me from a tree. Tell them I've gone back past South Central and past Tennessee, past Liberia, past the Middle Passage, that I've gone home to my language, my music, that they don't need to transport, teleport, deport me. Tell them that I've gone home again, this time against the grain, that the border this time is time itself, that I don't need a private cell from a private squad or a private farce to hide the pain. Tell them that I'm learning new languages, dialects, new words to say salvation, liberation, reparation. Thank you.
Audrey, thank you. More powerful poetry here in Cobalt Poets. I just have the urge after that poem to say welcome home to you and glad you made it there. Please come back and read for us again. Thank you for being here tonight. Round of applause for Audrey Ship. On deck, Jasmine Vallejo Love. Please welcome Jennifer Elise Wang. Hello, Jennifer.
Hey, I've got two. The first is one that I changed last minute because literally during this reading, I got a ping that one of my poems went live for publication. So I will share the screen because there's a visual element. If I can find where the screen is. There we go. Okay, so this is The Magician, published at the Sunlight Press today. I am a magician, armed with secrets and craft, making the unreal materialize before your eyes. I also make trinkets, buildings, and people disappear as though they never existed. I am familiar with David Copperfield. I have studied the Pendragons, and of course I am a fan of a famous Harry. I have changed my name, made it alliterative and abbreviated, something to catch people's attention, something they won't forget. With sleight of hand, manipulation of the mind, I create more believers in one night than a missionary in one lifetime. You know, matter is neither created nor destroyed. Telepathy, telekinesis, and teleportation do not exist. But in the moment I have your attention, you believe ladies can appear out of thin air. I can read minds. Men can fly. Elephants can vanish to the place ladies came from. You believe every word I say. I am a magician, but I do not use trapdoors, smoke, or mirrors. My stage is blank, a sheet of paper. My tools, words, and punctuation. My tricks, metaphors, and meter. Without them, I am nothing more than a flamboyant teller of half-truths. But anybody can form sentences, erase them into non-existence. Tricks and tools are not the secrets to success. The act is nothing when you cannot summon symbols, settings, and characters, when you have nothing to lose with their absence, when there is no meaning behind the words. You must be a believer too. Now you see it, and now you. And so I'll drop the link to that. And my second poem is also a recently published piece. It's in the literary magazine, The Shallot. And I got the print version and it came with a really sad note that they're closing. And so I was like, oh, I'm kind of sad that they're ending, but I'm glad I was a part of their final issue. And so the poem is, I wrote about getting hit by a car and it happened, so I'm going to try something. New glasses, new snowboarding boots, more snowboarding trips, more trips in general, an aerial hoop and rig, a house where I can set up the rig and foster cats and have more bookshelves that's not far from work, studios, and readings, or better public transportation. $1 million, or however much is needed to be a full-time poet and sometime performer and cat rescuer. A particular acceptance letter. More friends who are into poetry or action sports. More drag and burlesque gigs produced by people who aren't problematic. Fewer problematic people in positions of power. Fewer cops. Universal health care, including gender-affirming care for all. Trans rights in general. Disability rights. Reproductive rights. Reparations. Recognition of Taiwanese independence. A free Palestine and a free Congo and a free Sudan. The end of mass incarceration. The end of deforestation. The end of fascism. The end of capitalism. This poem will not end, and I am so very exhausted.
You deserve a nap, Jennifer, after all of that, for sure. Thank you for that poem. Congrats on getting that piece up today while we were having this very event. Well done. Love the ending to that poem as well. It just kind of vanished like magic into the rest of our lives. So well done there. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Jennifer Elise Wang. We have two poets left and me to close out the open reading. Jasmine Vallejo Love, Angela M. Franklin, and me. If I missed anyone or if anyone would like to be added, now's your last chance to let me know. Angela, you are on deck. Please welcome Jasmine Vallejo Love. Hello.
Hello. I'm glad to be back in the fold with this lovely community. Your poetry has just really inspired me tonight. And Dana, you are a hauntingly beautiful poet. So I've got two poems for y'all tonight. The first is about living with disability and chronic illness, and it's called the Chronic Pain Scale. This moist melanin masks complexities within. Smile pasted Joker style, whilst a scream is lynched in my throat. I'm okay, I say, eyes shining. Translation, my pain is at a 9. Just shy of the ER, simply talking is exhausting. No amount of rest fixes this crushing fatigue, body stuck in mud, no clarity through this miasma of the brain, no reprieve from nerves firing, jellyfish attacking every inch of me. I can feel my hair follicles disintegrating. I'm fine, really, I reassure you. Pain at a 6 to 7, shooting up my tailbone and back, a forever spinal tap without anesthesia. Big joints locked, knees swollen, afraid they won't hold my weight. I'll slam concrete. Recovery will take weeks. I grin at you anyway. I'm great, I chirp. Pain level 3 to 4 if I'm lucky. My baseline, tolerable. Like someone needling me in the ribs, I stubbed my toes, bangs my funny bone, and that throbbing remains constant. A not so subtle reminder I'm alive, but not well. A mirage of health. It's a good day, and I'm tired of explaining why I don't look sick. See, you're getting better, you quip, and I dissolve inside. Nod knowing today I'll take the lie rather than the pity, because there is no better. So that was the first poem. The second poem is my attempt at a mirror poem, which means I'll read it forward and then backward, and it should still make sense. So we'll see if this works. It's called You Asked What Object Makes Me Feel Powerful. I have great aim. Put me on the roof. I'll snipe, lay cover fire, but that's about survival, not power. Count the bank I've made, the real estate collected, the degrees earned, all camouflage. Protection, not power. Pages, the words I arrange upon them, clear, constant, purring, galvanizing. Maybe that's where my strength lies. In nothing you can hold, but something you can feel. Maybe that's where my strength lies. Galvanizing, purring, constant, clear, the words I arrange upon them pages. Protection, not power. The degrees earned, all camouflage, the real estate collected, count the bank I've made, but that's about survival, not power. I'll snipe, lay cover fire, put me on the roof. I have great aim. Thanks, y'all.
Jasmine, glad you aimed yourself into our space tonight. It's really nice to see you again. It's been a little while, and I appreciate your presence here and your appreciation of the place when you are here. It's always great to have you. Don't be a stranger. Great work tonight as well. I couldn't help it when you said I dissolve inside. I went right back to the canoe dissolving in the earlier poem. There's got to be some kind of connection there, and we need. I think we need Dana to create legislation against the dissolving of canoes in any form. So we'll see if we can get her to do that. Jasmine, thank you so much for being here. Round of applause for Jasmine Vallejo Love. Angela Franklin seems to have vanished, like the last word in Jennifer Elise Wang's poem. So I guess we're getting right to me to close out the open reading. So I don't know what happened to Angela, but wherever you are, Angela, come back and someday. I'm going to start by reading a poem from my book, High Moose Alert, poems that I wrote a couple summers ago when I visited Vancouver, the Canadian Yukon, and Alaska. This poem, I'm actually going to share the screen. I don't typically do that, but feels like this is the right poem to do that with. This one is called Only One Capital Letter. It is bright o'clock in the evening, and one of us is trying to sleep, and another one of us is writing poems, and one of us is battling the 5 lumpy pillows, and one of us is making a fort with the blackout curtains, and one of us is hyperventilating, and one of us hung their pants up on a moose hook, and one of us is not bothered by the noise, and one of us is bothered by the noise, and one of us is the noise, and one of us falls asleep, and one of us doesn't. There you go. That's on page 210 of High Moose Alert. I think you get a discount if you only buy that page. I'm going to share one other poem. This one I wrote for this week's Torah portion. This week's Torah portion is called in Hebrew Va'et Hanan, which means in English, I entreated. And just hearkening back to Dana's line about God and thinking that's not enough, and it just more in the bigger picture, envisioning a struggle with the concept and the talking about it. That's really my entire approach to looking at this ancient text and responding to it, arguing with it, struggling with it. So this poem, after the word I entreated, is called I Can't Always. As one who follows the teachings of Jewish theologian and scholar Mick Jagger, I have learned the Torah of not always getting what I want. I'm at the point where it sometimes feels like not always becomes rarely ever. I have learned, like Moses, to ask earnestly, but like to Moses, the response is uncomfortably firm. I keep asking, though. My vision for the world as it should be is not wavered by the holy anger. I'm an unrequited entreater. I make up words to suit my needs. No one is happy about this. I keep trying to reach a promised land, but either my entry is denied or I'm missing the signs I'm already there. Grammar Check is having a field day with my choices here, and it too is learning entreatments are not always answered the way we want. You can't always get what you want came out the year after I was born. Don't look up that year. You already know too much. Was I already too noisy as a baby? Oh, Holy One, if you're anything beyond my imagination, please give me more than a little glimpse, just a single toe on the ground. I want to get what I want, just once. All right, people, we did it. That was our evening. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to everyone here. Tonight was the kind of night that reminds me deeply why it is that I do this. It was such a great night from beginning to end, from all of our open readers, from the new people who haven't been here before, who brought such stellar, important work, to our regulars who come all the time and are faithful and loyal to the space and continue to try new things and demonstrate that you feel comfortable doing so here and that it's important to do so here. And especially to our featured reader, Dana Tenille Weekes, who inspired a lot of people to come tonight who hadn't been here before and who brought a set that was just so good and worthwhile to hear. So thank you to all of you. I'm pasting the link to the broadside at the Cobalt Poets website. Again, I'm just realizing I put the word Dana's twice in that text ahead of time, but it was so good it needed to be said twice. But the link is good. You can download Dana's broadside there. And on that page are all the broadsides that have ever been published. I think this was number 716. Next week, Jeff Stumpo will be 717. So looking forward to that. Also on that website, especially if you're new here, if you click on calendar, you can see who's coming up in the coming weeks and months. I think we're scheduled now through the beginning of October. Also on that website, if you want a reminder about this series and a Zoom link, we send out 2 emails a week, one Sunday morning and one Tuesday afternoon. You can click on email list and add your email and you'll get those, and they include the flyer for the week as well as a convenient Zoom link. Thank you all again for being here. I'm going to click on Ask All to unmute so everyone can say hi to each other.
Hi, each other.
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody.
Hello.
This was lovely.
Great work, everyone. This was a magical night of powerful poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Hermia.
Got that right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good
Yay.
night.
Hey, Stelina, are you still here? I think she just left.
It's just somebody was just asking.
No, that's okay. It's okay. Oh, you are there.
Sorry.
Oh, guess who I'm seeing tomorrow?
Guess who you're seeing tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, Tammy Gomez.
She can't hear you. So what are you asking? What are you saying?